Just wanted to go over the folder structure we have set up um, for Riverside Sanctuary, as well as what we work on through the offices. All right, if you're logged into Drive, you should kind of already have a good idea of how to get onto Drive, how to access the Sanctuary folder, and then here's just a quick overview of what we have in it and how it correlates with what you're working on the graphics team. So this may change over time. Hopefully it will be similar years from now, but for now, here's kind of what we have going on. Inbox. Think of this as just random files, anything you need for a short season to kind of get in here, but it doesn't necessarily have a folder structure that it can go into. Just drop it in the inbox. We don't want folders or files to just be randomly thrown in here. New folders created without thoughtfulness to needing it in the future, stuff like that. So these down here may change up, but for the most part, I think these top four you may see pretty regularly, unless we have a new change in the procedures and stuff. So inbox, whatever you need for a short season, throw it in here, get it in and out. But this can be kind of messy. It doesn't matter. We just want to keep all our messy stuff in inbox. Okay, the second one is projector slides. So here we have 3 folders. Again, no file should live outside of these 3 places. If you have a slide that you're unsure about, or it's no longer being used, then we're going to put it in the archive folder. The archive folder is kind of where things go to die, but occasionally there may be something that could come back from it that we could reuse, like a series. But really, more than likely, these are going to be things that we use it for a season and we really don't need it again. They can be slides for messages or slides for presentations, series, anything. So think of the archive as like a place to kind of like a what if. Like, what if we forgot something? Maybe there's something back in the archive that we still have close by that we can get a hold of. Recurring is going to be anything that may not be needing to go up this week, but it could recur in the next coming weeks, or it's like a yearly thing. So women's breakfast, right? This, obviously, we can't use this one because it says Saturday, September 29th, but so let me actually just put that in the archive. But things like that, like the women's breakfast probably will come back around, and maybe it's one of those slides that we can create as a recurring, just with generic content, so it's not date sensitive. So ministry partners, yeah, this may come back. We may need to promote it if all the content's still the same. Foundations, how are you building? Next Sunday at 9 a.m. So this is something that is generic enough that if the class time doesn't change, we can reuse this as a slide, and then access. This happens from time to time. So like the week before, we'll throw this up. But any recurring slides will go in here, and then active. Active is going to be like, hey, these should always be running, right? So right now we have all these things going on. This is the latest series. Here's the sermon. Second Saturday. So actually, this should go in recurring. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So anything like, kind of have to use your judgment on the graphics team. Like these, you don't need to drag Second Saturday into active each week and keep going back and forth. It can live in here. These are just things you need to be aware of. Hey, is Second Saturday coming up next week? Is Axis coming up next week? If so, here's where you're going to pull those from. Active is sort of like a place that you can come to and um, get an idea for yourself that, hey, the office is expecting these active slides to be ready to go in ProPresenter. So we don't have to email and kind of go back and forth. There's times where we might not throw this in the archive or it's completely outdated. So with all of this, we have to keep each other accountable and kind of use our judgment. So if you're noticing, hey, this English class is not happening, then do us the favor and drag it into the archive or actually put it back into recurring, because it's going to come back around at some point in the year. Okay, so that's projector slides. This third section is going to be the series square crop. So anytime we create a new series at the office, we'll create a square crop image, and this can be used for sermons. So if you understand how to upload a sermon and go through that process, then this is going to come in handy anytime you have to upload a sermon to SoundCloud. The fourth section is sermon presentation. So here, another place, drag and drop outlines, PowerPoints, Word files, anything that a pastor admin is going to give you to actually create a presentation out of. Keep it in here. There may be some in inbox, there may be some in here, but if you want to just organize it and you know where it goes, throw it in here. Fonts, these usually will always live on the computer. If for some reason they get deleted, you have the fonts that we use and like to use for ProPresenter. This is the sync folder. Hopefully we're keeping this synced and up to date in the cloud for ProPresenter, making sure that everything is ready to go. If that computer goes, we should have backups of all of our content. Recordings, this is something that doesn't look like we're using it much, but hopefully we are. If so, this is where sermons and worship recordings will go, and then random videos for special services can kind of be kept in here. As soon as we do something more consistently, then we can create more additional folders and have more systems in place. But for now, we'll just keep it simple. So that's Sanctuary. That should be an overview of everything you kind of need to know for managing the Drive account in the Sanctuary if you're on the graphics team.